Everyone, it's Epic Underworlds. I'm a card game designer, and I want to do a video on the hobby, actually. I want to talk about why we make card games. I asked a few other people in the community, and I've compiled a list of really good reasons as to why we love this hobby so much. I hope that by watching this, you'll be even more inspired to make your card game, and even if you find any of these points useful, you can write them down in your TCG sketchbook, and then look back at them whenever you're feeling demotivated to make the game. So, reason number one. This is like a side reason. So before we get into like the card game stuff, reason number one, this is something I didn't realize till later on in making a card game when I grew up a little bit more. But when I was a kid, first making a card game, I didn't realize how much a card game taught you. Like it teaches you how to set a goal, because making a card game is no easy task. You have to put in a bunch of work, a bunch of discipline, and then you can finally have fun with it. So it's putting off a short-term pleasure for a long-term goal and reward. And it's one of the most rewarding things you can do, because with card games, you get to make art and design a game and then see people play with that art. Like if you paint a painting, it'll be in a museum maybe, but there's not really much you can do then. If you make a card game, you can draw a painting or a character, and then you can see that being enjoyed by other people and played and collected. It's one of the coolest things you could do with art. So as a young kid, I learned how to set goals. I learned how to become disciplined to make a game and finish it, because finishing it is extremely difficult, but it is so rewarding. And even if you just set your goal at something small, like a 50 card starting set, and then you finally play it with people, it's so rewarding. And the more time you put into each art, the more you love each card. Like for my new game, I'm putting in a lot more time in the art, and I'm trying to only use cards that I absolutely love. And then when I see people also loving them, it'll just be one of the coolest things ever. So I've made a lot of card games, and I've experienced that a lot. So it's not like I'm making this up. It is true. If you put a lot of time and a lot of work, you make a really good game, and people also love it. It's one of the best feelings. So number one, you learn a lot of things that are important later on, like how to set goals and stuff. Number two, so now that you learned about the importance of responsibility in card games that it teaches you, number two is the collabs in the community. If you join my Discord server, if you join any of the homemade card game Discord servers, which are online communities for card games, which I joined when I was starting off, they're so helpful. And that's why I wanted to create my own, because I wanted to inspire new creators into the card game community and help them out. And through that, I created a community and I did collabs. So collabs is the next. If you don't know what a collab is, it's basically when you and a creator in the community make art for each other, or you make a pool of art and you all use that in your games. It's so cool because these are like relics of history. I can look back at any of these cards and they're all made by different creators in the community, all of whom have become some of my best friends. So for example, these unknown cards. Back when I first started my channel, back when I was super young, I made this archetype called the unknown cards. I have them in these card sleeves now, but these were the unknowns, and people looked back at that video I made when I was young, and they thought it was super cool. So people in the community really liked the unknown, so they made Unknown Warrior, Unknown Fruit, and Unknown Priest. And these are all three amazing memories that I have of playing the game, talking to my friends, and just having those relics in your card game, because each card is like a memory to me, and it's super awesome. And what's so cool is one of my favorite creators at the time was Kingdoms TCG, still is, amazing dude, and he actually did a collab with me. And I thought, oh my goodness, one of my favorite creators is making art for my game, and so these are some of my most treasured cards. And what's super awesome is that just because this is an old card game and I'm not going to make it anymore doesn't mean I can't still redraw the character and progress its story and connect it into my new game. That's so awesome. Like all these creators are giving you new pieces for your world that you can always continue and expand upon. And that's what's so nice. You can get fresh characters and ideas into your game from collabs. So before you go on and do anything else in this video, I recommend thinking, if there's anyone that you're really close to in the community and you're also making a card game, try reaching out to them. Say, hey, do you want to make maybe one art or two arts for my game, and I'll make one or two arts for your game, and we can do a little trade, or we each make two arts and we can use that pool of arts for our game. So think of a collab as something that'll create friendships, and it's just one of the best things to look back. And like Sinister Productions, back when he did this, we weren't very close, but now like a few years later, we're best friends, and it's super awesome. So looking back, And even now, Shock Staff, one of my all-time favorite cards that Unleashed TCG has made. He has become such a close friend to me in the community. He's made packaging designs for me, logos. So each of these cards is more than just a little collab. So that's what I wanted to get across with that. Number one was it gives you responsibility and a goal. Number two is that it gives you a community and collab. And back to the community, like even when I was in some of the dull moments of making a card game, when I was just spending a lot of time on the art and not playing the game, I could still look back at the community, show them some new sneak peeks to the game, and they would support me. Like I've never really had too many people that haven't been supportive in the community, especially in the Epic Underworlds community. Everyone's there to make a game or to inspire or to help or to coach. So it's not like people are it's not a toxic or hateful community. And if anyone is ever going to be like that, I would not let them be in the server. So it's a great place to cultivate your card game. And no matter what art level you are at, because this is where I started, guys. This is one of my earliest cards. And despite what you might think of people making fun of this, they actually really liked this. They thought it was one of the funniest cards that I've ever made. And it ended up being a fan favorite. So that is really fun. And I ended up redrawing it into every game that I've made since. So those characters that we make that we might think are goofy sketches or bad art early on become amazing, and your art skills progress so much. That's getting on to the next point. The best thing about trading card games is your art progresses like crazy because you're making a bunch of different cards. So let me get into the binder here. This is a collab card game that I made with a few creators in the community. Super fun. And each of these, if you think of card games, each of them is like a little canvas. So if you do one painting a month, you know, for an artist, that's cool. But for card games, you have to do like multiple cards a day or a week. And so I slowly got better because each card was a piece of art. And the more time, like the best way that I improved in art was just spending more time on each card. And yes, it took a little bit longer, but I appreciated the cards so much more. And as you can see, I've gotten better and slowly improved my art. And that's within the span of just a few months, going from Perpetual Cosmos now to my new game. Like the art leap is crazy. And that's because I just made so many different cards. And you can do that too. And you can slowly get better. And then you can maybe learn one new anatomy video or one new art technique each card, and you implement that, and 100 cards in, that's like 100 new techniques and 100 new skills. Don't try doing like 5 different techniques, new ones on one card. You should experiment with each one and basically have fun with it. So that is, like, card games are such a good way to progress in art because you're just making so many different pieces. So that was that point. The next part I want to talk about is the nostalgia. So right here is Epic Wars TCG. This is, I now put them in like these jumbo sleeves because they're pretty special to me, but Epic Wars TCG was one of my first card games I ever made, and the nostalgia in this game is something I can't get out of any of my other card games besides Epic Underworlds. It's because this was like the first game I would always get together with my cousins over Thanksgiving, and we would make decks and play and battle, and it was the most fun thing. Like playing online is really fun for your card game, but if you can find someone to play like in person, it is one of the coolest experiences ever. And so that's why I just love this game. Even though the art isn't amazing, I always love remaking cards that I remember people loving in the game. And so just having these old TCGs inspires my new games. Like, if I ever can't think of an idea, I just go back to one of my old games and just take one of my favorite nostalgic cards and remake it. And you get to see these characters and these cards progressing. Like Spike Serpent, for example, one of my first cards. He's had, like 8 different versions and 8 different card games, and he's become so much cooler. People have liked him so much more because I've made like mechanized versions of him. I've made like a darker version of him. I've made like a little baby version of him. He's expanded and evolved into such an amazing character. And so you can really do that with card games. The next thing is kind of my ideal mindset when I make a card game. So I take out a giant sheet of paper and I plan 50 cards. Most people make like 100 card set, but I always like starting off with like a 50 card starter set. I can always add more cards. And then I basically just spend a day writing down my favorite abilities from my past card games, from other card games I like, just drawing my favorite characters and sketches, and then creating that set. And that first set experience, when you finally get to play it, you finally get to like order it from the game crafter if you end up publishing it, it's the best feeling ever, and it never gets old. So even if you are just starting out, create like a small set of cards and just have fun playing with them. You don't have to worry about making like 5 sets or planning 5 sets right away. Just work on a small set, put all your time and all your love into it. And what's amazing, a lot of the community's favorite cards are the ones that I just personally really like to make. Like all the cards that I thought they would like aren't always the ones they end up liking. So if you just are true to yourself and you draw what you honestly want to draw, then there's a really good chance that if you like it, other people will like it too. And if you show that passion, then yeah, it turns out to be great. So, and when I did this card game, which is Epic Underworlds 2.0, this was one of my most played card games. People would make decks, people would hold tournaments, people would buy the packs that I posted. And it was just like a small game I was making in my bedroom, and people were getting super invested with it. I was making like at least 1 card a day. I was posting on the databases. I was doing live streams. I was building the community, and people were just loving the game. And I thought, I mean, it's not like the art was amazing, but people still liked it. So if you have the passion and if you have the energy, then even if your art isn't the best, there's a really good chance people will really still like it. So, and all these cards just have so many amazing memories and like tournaments and battles. It's so awesome. I guess the next thing I wanted to talk about is the craft. So making card games, when I first started, I was just spending just a few minutes on each card, but now I'm spending hours on each card art and loving the craft. I'm planning out the cards and I'm planning out the games and templates, and it's becoming more than just a quick hobby. It's becoming something that I'm like working really hard at. And through this craft, I've been planning so much, and I become like really immersed in the process. So once you like make your first game, you can experiment and really start to plan and get to know your characters. Maybe create a story or a whole world for your game. Get people excited. See which characters they like, and then make that like a whole archetype of cards, or expand their lore. Do fun videos, like doing battle videos and stuff. So the process is something that I think is overlooked nowadays. I think there's a lot of more quality that you could do in your card game if you just took the time. And I know it's hard to find time these days, you know, with jobs and school and stuff, but even if you just spend like 1 hour just planning a few cards, then you have a whole canvas of ideas to make a new batch of cards with. And if you're a creative person and you have like high in trait openness, there's a good chance you're really going to be liking ideas. And if you like ideas, then creating a card game is one of the most fun things, because each card is a different idea. And so sketching out just a bunch of different ideas, looking at other card games and thinking of things is one of the most rewarding things for a creative person. I think, at least for me, I enjoy making the game way more than I enjoy playing it, which is kind of contradictory because I think most people enjoy playing it more, but I just love the process. And even when I finish a set, I'm like, I just want to get right on to making the next set of the game. I want to start planning it, creating a theme, creating another story. And it keeps you busy, it gives you a responsibility, and it gives you a purpose. My next point is that it's a very affordable way to collect art. You see all these rich people in the art market buying massive paintings to fill their mansions and stuff, which is awesome, you know, good for them. But if you're like me and you don't have that status yet, then card games are the next best thing, because you can go to anyone in the community who has like a pack of cards in the Game Crafter or is selling packs on Etsy or something, and you can go online and buy singles, and you can create a little portfolio of your favorite pieces of art. And that's what I've done here. Like, these aren't just pieces of art, they're also memories and cards that I really enjoyed using when I played those games. But they're just like the most inspiring things. And you can have as many as you want. It's not like you can only buy one giant piece of art. You can buy like 100 of these little cards and create your own little art gallery. And like some of these are autographed, which is so cool. Card games are playing the games, but they're also collecting mini art. And then you can trade them, of course. Like even these ones are so cool because they were handmade by Seth, and then I printed out some prints. So cool. And it really is amazing how dedicated these creators are. I mean, look at how many cool different styles of cards that can be made. I mean, look at Chaos Galaxy. Like, the amount of time he puts into Chaos Galaxy and Evoverse is amazing. And he has like fun, cool characters too that have funny memes to go along with them. And just seeing all these creators put so much time into their work, like Skyscape, his lore is amazing and his art style has gotten so good. Shard TCG with such a clean looking template and such care taken into each art. And Rathacor is my all-time favorite. I mean, this guy is so cool with his cards. I just think he's one of the coolest creators. And seeing everyone else working really hard on their game just makes me want to work even harder. And whenever I'm like in a low for making TCGs, I can just look at this mini gallery of art and just realize how much time people have put into their games, and that card games are worth something. It's not like this cringy hobby that is for nerds. No, like, it is something more than that, and it's very meaningful. So yeah, that's basically what I want to do in this video. I hope this really inspired you guys to pursue making a card game. I promise you, I've never regretted making a card game. I've never regretted drawing or putting more time into the sketches or card composition. So I think it'll definitely be worth it for you guys. And I might as well do a little sneak peek for a new art that I'm working on, because since you guys have been so patient and have watched till the end of this video, that is the new shock staff. So get excited for that. And that was made from this old collab card I did with Unleashed. So that just goes to show the importance of collabs. They can be carried on into the future. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.